Hey, I hope you're doing well. This is video 11 in the Successful Living series, and we're going through the book of Nehemiah. Last week we discussed our inward enemies. That's something that Nehemiah faced, and now we're kind of back to, we're in Nehemiah 6 and 7. So the wall is built. Nehemiah built the wall, and Sanballat, he's still not giving up. He is somebody from Samaria. And so he sends word to Nehemiah, says, once again, he is not letting this go. Come on, let's come and talk about this. So Nehemiah sent a messenger saying, I'm doing a great work and I can't come down. Why should the work stop? Why should I stop and come to meet with you? So they sent not 3 or 4, but 5 times. They sent 5 times, Nehemiah, come on down. And Nehemiah's like, I'm not going to do it. So then Samaria, Sanballat, started maligning him and slandering him and saying, the only reason why you're building is the wall is you plan on revolting. You plan on going to war. And the only thing Nehemiah did was like, that's not true. You're making it up in your own head. And I really love that. And I think sometimes we need to say that, maybe just even to the atmosphere when our motives are questioned or misunderstood or purposefully twisted. No, I'm not doing this because Nehemiah saying, I'm not doing this because I plan on revolting against, my enemies or I'm just doing this to build the wall, to build, my town, my city, what God has called me to do. And they finished the wall. Let's see. When all the enemies heard about it and the Gentile nations around us saw it, they lost their confidence. How much Nehemiah was attacked, outwardly and inwardly. And even at the end, once they were almost done building, he's still, twisting and lying. And Nehemiah kept a straight focus. And sometimes that happens to us when we have this calling on our heart. These are the things that we face. They may not be dramatic, but they do occur. And the reason why I wanted to really focus on Nehemiah, because it's such a beautiful book of healing. And like a whole story of really what anybody goes through when they have something on their heart, when they have like that calling and they're answering that call to put God first, to walk forward with God, to prioritize the right things in life. All of these things can happen. One of my favorite parts about this, and we might have to get into it next time, we're at 3 minutes. So once the work was done and the walls were built, they praised God. They just celebrated. And they put aside all the hardship and they celebrated and they praised God. So in chapter 7, verse 5, then my God put it onto my heart to assemble the nobles, the officials, and the people to be registered by genealogy. And then found a register of the genealogy of those who came from Babylon and found the following records. And this goes through everybody basically that had come back. And I think that's really beautiful. And the entire assembly together were 42,360. That's so interesting. And that is not including their female and male servants. There were 7,337, and they had singers, which were not included, which was 245. They counted their horses and mules, which was 736, and 245 mules, and their camels and their donkeys. That is so interesting. So they just kind of took account of everything they had, and basically everything that God had done. I think I'm going to stop there because I really want to finish out with like the kind of finality of what happened, and that was they after they celebrated, they listened to the word and established the word in their heart, and we'll go over that next week.